guys, it's Hollie here for PlayStation Access. Now I've pulled up with Fast from Dambusters because we're talking about Homefront The Revolution.
We are indeed.
Now let's start at the very beginning. This is more than just this idea of a reboot, right? You guys are doing something completely different with the story?
Yeah, absolutely. We looked at what the original Homefront did really well, and we wanted to take what we thought was the best aspect of it, which was this interesting premise of an occupied United States. But we wanted to take a step back and see where we could actually take the story, and we actually created a whole new alternate history, ranging all the way back to the 1950s. So over the coming few weeks and months, we're going to reveal more and more about what's actually happened in the past and what were the key events that actually led to where we find ourselves in this game, an occupied US. So we wanted to make the story a lot more plausible and a lot more grounded. So hopefully we'll reveal more soon enough.
Now Dambusters is with Deep Silver, but obviously history with Crytek. You're still using the Cry engine though, and it's letting you do a lot of different things. Dynamic weather, day-night cycles.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously we were with Crytek before, and we were using their technology, the Cry engine, which is a very, very powerful tool.
It's a good engine.
Exactly. So with us going open world with this game, we're pushing the Cry engine to its limits and trying to expand on trying to push every system that we have as far as possible. So we've got a systemic system for a lot of different things. We've got dynamic weather, like you said. We've got day-night cycles, and we've got an emergent system that basically handles populating the world.
Wow.
And we as developers don't really know where there's going to be a patrol or where there's going to be a sniper.
So like you can just be going around and there's just all of a sudden you can just see it on the map or see it in the far corner.
Yeah, or you'll just come across some drones or some KPA patrols.
Okay.
Now we don't know that they were there, but what makes it interesting is that's the minute-to-minute stuff that every player will find unique when they're playing. So that can change the way someone approaches a mission. It could be completely different to the way I would do it or someone else would do it. So it's interesting, and obviously the Cry engine allows us to do this.
And also not linear anymore, right? You've got true open world, and now we heard green, yellow and red zones.
Absolutely.
Give me some idea of the differences and how the player will interact with those different zones.
So we've got a big open world. We've taken Philadelphia and we've broken it into districts.
Like for Philadelphia, or
it's not a Google Maps, but anyone who's been to Philadelphia will know the landmarks. But we were always going with the idea of making the familiar feel alien. So anyone who's been to Philly or lives in Philly will recognize the landmarks, but there'll be something off about it. The KPA have augmented it with their own infrastructure as well. So that's what we were going for. But we've broken Philly into 3 districts. There's the green zone, the yellow zone, and the red zone, like you said. The green zone is the opulent part of town. This is where the KPA are running their government from. So it's a lot nicer. This is where the landmarks are, and we have a lot of our story missions based in the green zone. The yellow zone is the ghettos of Philadelphia. This is where the KPA have push the population into so they can keep an eye on everyone. So it's very compact, very tight, lots of people roaming around, heavily policed, lots of CCTV cameras. So it's a completely different feel to the rest of the districts, and obviously that changes the way you approach things and handle missions in the area. And then what we brought to Gamescom is the red zone.
Which is what I've just played.
Yes, so what you played was just one red zone, one small section of a red zone. We've got several more, we've got 4 more. And then we've got 4 more yellow zones as well. So it's a big space for the player to explore, and there's a lot of content in there, and hopefully the player will have a blast scavenging the world for resources, because that's one of the main things we want them to do, explore the world and scavenge.
Let's talk about that then, scavenging. We saw on-the-fly weapon customization. Like I could just pull the gun out mid-red zone, mid-warfare, and then let's just pop a grenade launcher on the top of this instead of my shotgun barrel.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we really wanted to get across what it means to be a guerrilla fighter rather than be that trained military soldier that we've played time and time again in so many shooters. We wanted to actually give the player the chance to know what it's like to actually be the underdog. So the player has to go around the world, scavenge, look for things they can use throughout the environment, and use those items to construct new weapons, construct new guerrilla toolkit items, which is fundamental to actually trying to win this
These
fight.
are some of the things we saw. We popped up the radial menu, I could use it basically a toy car and drive it under a patrol, and then boom.
Yeah, and that was just one, because you can use distraction devices, you can use IEDs, you can use obviously the RC car. These are all things that the player will have to use in order to take on the KPA, because if you're a resistance fighter, you've got to use stealth tactics, you've got to use hit and run tactics, you've got to hit the enemy when they least expect it and get out. And if you're not going to be smart about which battle you're going to engage in, you're going to get taken out very quickly. So you have to use the weapons that we've given you and the toolkits as well. And obviously, us being our studio with Crytek history as well, we've always got weapon customization, which is a big part of everything we do. And we want the player to be able to change what they're using at any time, whenever they feel like it, and be comfortable with the tools that they have at their disposal. So it's more about you being the resistance fighter that you want to be.
What about vehicles? Because I got to use one of the motorbikes, and when we took down a strike point, I found more caches of motorbikes. Are there anything else we're going to see as well? Because that's a pretty big world to traverse.
Yes, absolutely. There are other vehicles. I can't really tell you too much more, but
you'd say that.
Yeah, but obviously you've seen the red zone and you've seen the motorbike, and we built the red zone with the motorbike in mind. You've got lots of different routes,
loads of
up
ramps,
and down, lots of ramps, lots of places again to explore. So, like I said, hit and run tactics, and we want to give the player the opportunity to get into combat, get out, have plenty of routes to choose from. And yeah, just have fun with it, because the bike is a fun thing to. It
actually was really good fun, especially when you sort of throw it around the floor and you jump off and then you throw out an explosive. Anyway, Fas, thank you very much for your time.
No problem at all.
I think that's everything I wanted to go through with you. You guys can stay tuned to the YouTube channel, because there's going to be loads more coming up.